Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is Wednesday, August 27th, 2025. This is a follow-up video to the one I did earlier on the reported tragedy at the Catholic school in Minneapolis, the Annunciation school, and did a little more research, and I just want to show you how this really all comes together and is perfectly coordinated with the first ever American Pope, who is the first member of Augustine of Hippo's order. Today is the memorial for the mother of Augustine of Hippo, and just watch how perfect this is all going to line up. So remember, the calendar we're on that says today is August 27th, 2025. It's the Catholic Church's calendar. Again, the Gregorian calendar is named after Pope Gregorius, and it was instituted, this calendar, by the Jesuit priest Christopher Clavius. So we are literally on the Catholic Church's time, and it's amazing how many people have no clue about this. In the information age, people have very little information about things that are pretty important, like knowing whose time you're on. And the Gregorian calendar was implemented at the end of the 16th century, which was the century of the Jesuits, who were created to stop the Protestant Reformation, the Reformation that led a lot of people to sail across the Atlantic to the New World, to America, because they wanted to escape the tyranny that was going on in Europe that was largely waged by the Catholic Church, which was essentially the government for most of the continent at the time. People were sick of the fees and the indulgences and the culture, and they wanted to escape it. And that's why a nation was set up over here with freedom of religion. But the mistake they made is it should have been freedom from religion. Religion should have been banned. Should have been all the way banned. And for all you guys who are like, oh my God, then how bad would the people... You guys, almost every evil thing happening in this world is in the name of religion. Every major war and a million other things. There's ways to get values without being religious. Everyone can understand the golden rule without any religion. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Be respectful of others. Respect your elders. Take care of the people around you. And if you do them right, they should do you right. If it's not that way, well, then there's another rule over here. It's called whoop a Sam's ass, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway, in the 16th century, the other thing that happened was the English alphabet was standardized. And there's a magic code behind the English language that comes from Kabbalah, the biblical languages, Hebrew, Aramaic, Ancient Greek. They're all letter and number systems. And within those systems, there's multiple ciphers, and the same is true of English. And I learned about this from the 1926 book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages, by Manly P. Hall. Again, that book's going to turn 100 years old next year. And he explains the four base ciphers of the English language: the alphabetic order, the reverse alphabetic order, both orders with numerology applied. So you can see that today leaves 126 days left in the year. We'll get to why it matters that it's the 239th day of the year as well, but we're just going to start right here with the day leaving 126 days. Memorial of Saint Monica. That's what the Catholic Church refers to today as. And there's all sorts of synchronicities like this with Catholic holidays and the calendar, because this is a system that was literally implemented together at the end of the 16th. A lot of people just do not want information. They want to turn on and watch sports games, rigged sports games, mind you. They want to watch rigged elections, get emotional about the rigged politics, be invested in the contrived news every day that's meant to mind control you and scare you out of your rights and liberties, like a story like this. But again, Memorial of Saint Monica. Okay, today leaves 126 days left in the year. She is the mother of Saint Augustine, whose death anniversary is tomorrow, August 28th. And again, the first American Pope, Pope Leo XIV, he is the first Augustinian. We're going to bring this all together. So notice, tomorrow will be his death anniversary. Her son's death anniversary is tomorrow, right? So you see how these dates are right next to each other. And notice his birthday is November 13th. That's interesting because from his birthday to today, August 27th, is 287 days later. And you can see that as just a slight reshuffling of the way we would write the date, 27/8. It's the same set of numbers, just slightly reorganized. This school where the shooting happened, Annunciation Catholic School, 278, right? So what a day for this school to be targeted, 27/8. And if you're wondering what Annunciation means, it means an announcement. In church history, it says, this refers to the moment when the angel Gabriel announced to Mary that she would conceive a son, the Virgin Mary, whose birthday is coming up on September 8th. We recently had the Queen die in a very Catholic ritual on September 8th. Now, about all of these stories helping undermine the idea of the Second Amendment, and I would also say the First Amendment, because from 2012 on, when SH happened, you've seen this march to censor people questioning these events, and also a major push to chip away at the Second Amendment. So the First and Second Amendment are being chipped away at together with these type of stories that now come a dime a dozen. And you know, if you were in first grade when SH happened in 2012, this year will mark the 13th anniversary. Typically in first grade, you're either 6 or 7 years old. These people are 19 or 20. They're now of voting age, right? And since that happened, it's been nonstop stories like this. You've seen the people that came today, which is the 14th of September. And as for, you know, the young dead people at this Catholic school, here's a pattern we just talked about with Hulk Hogan, his suspicious passing. From the Pope's last birthday. Oh, snap. Did I forget to put the screenshot up here? Let's just do it in real time. His birthday is September 14th. September 14th, 2024 to today is 347 days later, okay? Which, interestingly enough, is the 69th prime number, and he's 69 years old. But there's some other things here. Of course, Catholic Church equals 69. If you run it in reverse, it equals 75, which is the age Augustine of Hippo died at. He died at 75. The first Augustinian Pope is 69. And you can see that NWO's also got those same numbers, and that is what the NWO is. It's the spread of the church who spread the English language. Again, the Jesuits are responsible for the language and the calendar as we know it. The oldest English script goes back to the year 1011 AD and the monk Burford of Ramsey Abbey. But anyway, the Jesuit order, 69, and we talked about the Jesuits in a big way earlier this morning. Hold on, you guys. Give me 1 second. I got to take a quick call. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Okay. And again, for people who don't know the history, the Illuminati established May 1st, 1776 by Adam Weishaupt. He was a Jesuit. So the Jesuits are responsible for the Illuminati, and it was created in the time of their suppression, which happened on the 21st of July, 217. We're going to get to the 2 dead, 17 injured that's all over the place today with this story. But in the original letter and number system, Hebrew, the word sacrifice equates to 347, okay? Again, it's 347 days after the first Augustinian Pope's birthday, and this happens at a Catholic school. And again, on this Memorial Day for the mother of Augustine of Hippo, how all these things come together perfectly. And, you know, moving on from the day that was his coronation, which was 10 days after he became the Pope. For people who forgot, Pope Leo XIV, it equals 58 as well, like how he became Pope on May 8th, replacing Pope Francis, who became a Jesuit in 58. And, of course, Benedict stepped down on the 59th day of the year, and they synced up the 59th election with the Pope. And the last Super Bowl won by Philadelphia was Super Bowl 59, the 267 area code, as we get the 267th Pope shortly after. Again, none of these things are an accident. People play for that Jesuit Lombardi trophy. Poor Vince Lombardi died unexpectedly at Jesuit Georgetown 1 day before the 1970 NFL season began, and that's a big Vatican number. Anyway, don't forget, we just had the first ever Super Bowl on the Vatican's birthday, and the score was 25-22 for 47 points. Vatican is 25-47. Anyway, It's 101 days after Pope Leo's coronation. The word assassin is 101. They're saying this former student killed children praying and injured many more children that were praying. He shot praying children through the window is the story. Former student. He graduated in 2017, 2017, 2 dead, 17 injured. And we'll get to the sign that was supposedly up where the shooting happened that reminds us of Obama, who left office in 2017. We'll get to that in just a minute. It's another key detail. I've talked about this before with 217. Whore of Babylon equals 217. It's a common belief with Protestants that the Catholic Church is what the Whore of Babylon is, that's referenced in Revelation, the concluding book of the Bible. And just for the record, you see how New Testament equals 66? And of course, math equals 60. Math equals 42 and 66 like New Testament. It begins with the 42 generations to Jesus. And Protestant Bibles end with the 66th book. I just bring it up because mass shooting is 66. Little tribute to the Whore of Babylon belief from the 66th book. And about the 42, guns for Annunciation and Jesuit order overlap. 54 and 72, all in the same cipher. And this school's on 54th Street. And Brian O'Hara is the 54th chief of police. And he was installed on November 7th, which is the date leaving 54 days left in the year. Remember, I'm a broken record with this. The Jesuit order, their actual headquarters in the world is the Church of the Jesuit, Building 54. John Carroll was 54 years old. John Carroll in that same cipher equals 54. John Carroll was 54 when he established Georgetown, the first Jesuit university, established January of 1789, a few months before George Washington was recognized as the first U.S. president after the capital had been relocated to the Jesuit stronghold. All the men who could have counted as president before that, they're not recognized by his storybooks. The Victors Write history. A lot of the people prior to that point were not favorable to the Catholic Church. Again, this nation was founded by a lot of Protestants. George Washington only sleeps if somebody's holding her. So I end up a lot of the night just holding Sweet Girl and watching The Walking Dead on mute, reading subtitles. Anyway, you can also see that Robin Westman's also 153 like Jesuit order. Don't forget the Illuminati's 153, going with the Illuminati being founded by a Jesuit. And don't forget where the Illuminati was founded. It was founded in Bavaria, which equals 54 forwards and backwards, So, very 54 here. Very on the 33rd day of my age. I hadn't been hacked online since I was 33 years old. I'm still picking up the pieces from that. But anyway, police, false flag, masonry, secrecy, order, all 33, All 33. Catholic Church, But
I don't know if you could refresh. It's just awful.
I don't know what to do. I mean, I got a perfect connection over here.
I gotcha. I don't know. Maybe type in the chat you're working on it. But some people, I wish I could do something. So I was just calling you about that, Zach.
Yeah, it's not my connection. It's perfect over here. So yeah, this is some sort of interference.
All right. Yeah, and honestly, man, I also want to call you about Gunnar Henderson, but that's another time.
When did this stream get banned?
Sorry, I got off work, so it's always been pretty bad for me. But like in the last 3 minutes, it's gotten like watchable just with the buffering.
Well, now as I'm on the thing, it just went from excellent to saying error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. So yeah, that just happened on my own end.
Okay, I'll hop up, but yeah, good luck. See ya.
All right, appreciate it. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but yeah, it's just, this is frustrating, man, to be this shadow banned and then to have this kind of stuff happen. They don't like that. They don't like that. They don't like the way they're being exposed. If you guys can hear me right now, can somebody else call the 509 number and tell me when this stream went bad? Do I need to just redo the whole thing? If you can hear me right now, please call the 509 number and let me know when this stream went south. It came back and says excellent again. Well, I had this up on the screen so I can show you guys what I'm looking at. That thing did happen, but there hasn't been any internet issues over here. I got full bars on everything. My Wi-Fi is full bars. What's up, 917?
Yeah, it started from the beginning, like on and off throughout the whole stream from the start.
So,
Yeah,
could you make out
yeah,
anything I said? Was anything audible, or should I just start from the beginning?
Yeah, it busts like every 2 minutes for me. It's like a smooth stream, and then like every 2 minutes or every like it comes in and out. Yeah, but I followed along pretty good. And I got what you said.
Maybe I'll just make a video and upload it.
I think if you upload the stream, it won't buff. It won't. Hopefully, it won't buffer.
Yeah.
Upload it.
All right, we'll find out. All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I don't know if I should start over at this point, but there's no doubt they're running interference. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that used to happen a lot more, but since the channel's been shadow banned and pretty much no one watches, they don't seem to do as much to the channel to interfere, because the interference is no one gets. Again, we got the first American Pope on May 8th, 2025, and he's the first Augustinian Pope. This tragedy at the Catholic school in Minneapolis, not far from his hometown of Chicago, comes on the memorial of Saint Monica, who is the mother of Saint Augustine, the founder of, the order that is Augustine of Hippo. This pope is the first member of the Augustinians. So how these three people fit together. And from the birthday of Augustine of Hippo to this shooting is 287 days. A reshuffling of the date, which can be written 27/8. The school is Annunciation Catholic School, which is 278, just like the date. And Pope Leo, his birthday anniversary is September 14th, which is one day after the 94 assault weapons ban anniversary. The 13th of September, which can be written 13/9, like 139. Notice, Pope Leo XIV has the same gematria as gun control, and I do wonder if this is going to be a major push in the time of his papacy. I have a feeling he'll be Pope until he's 85, and that might be when he bites the bucket. Augustine of Hippo equals 85. That's 16 years of being the Pope. The Jesuits who really run the show. And keep in mind, he replaced the first Jesuit Pope, but the Jesuits have existed since the 16th century. The Jesuits are responsible for the language and the calendar. Today is 347 days after his birthday. I forgot to put the screenshot up here, but it's 347 days, which is the 69th prime. He's 69 years old. And the word sacrifice in Hebrew gematria is 347. We just talked about this with Hulk Hogan's passing. But the 69 matters because Catholic Church is 69 when you run it forwards. It's 75 when you run it in reverse. Again, like Augustine of Hippo died at age 75. He's 69. Again, the Illuminati was founded by the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt. From his coronation, Pope Leo's on May 18th to this shooting, this drive-by where the guy shot through the windows and killed children who were praying. It's 101 days, like Assassins 101. And again, you guys, I have no idea if any of this is going through right now or if it's being interfered with. So if it gets choppy again, please, somebody call the 509 number and let me know. But again, the 2 children killed and 17 injured. Horror Babylon equals 217. And they're saying the student who did the shooting is a former student who left the school in 2017, 2017. But again, common belief is from Protestants is that the Catholic Church is the Horror Babylon that's mentioned in Revelation. And something we talked about earlier is, how important 54 is to the Jesuits. When I covered this shooting earlier, we didn't have the name of the shooter, which has been put out as Robin Westman, which equates to 54 forward, 72 in reverse. Remember, the Jesuit order's logo is the sun. Sun equals 54. The sun moves 1 degree on the astrological wheel every 72 years. Annunciation's 54 and 72, just like Jesuit order. The school's on 54th Street. Brian O'Hara is in charge, the 54th chief of the Minneapolis police, who assumed office on November 7th, the day leaving 54 days left in the year. Again, the first Jesuit university founded by a 54-year-old John Carroll, 54 Jesuit universities at their peak. The Jesuit headquarters today is at the Church of the Jesuit, Building 54. This number is not arbitrary to the Jesuits, who are the military order of the Catholic Church, who gave us the calendar, who gave us the language as we know it, and implemented both as a system at the end of the 16th century. And for another familiar pattern, it's 33 months and 20 days since the 54th police chief took his throne. 33 months is the key part here. Police, false flag, masonry, secrecy, order, they're all 33. Robin Westman is 23 years old. He went to the school in 2017. That's interesting because Obama's birthday is August 4th. You know, he has the Chicago connection like the Pope. He left office in 2017. It's 23 days after his birthday. And the reason I bring up Obama, who also helped chip away at gun rights, just like all these presidents do. I'm going to come back to these things up here, but they're making, all the media is talking about this sign that is seen where the shooting happened, a future filled with hope. They're saying like, what a tragic irony, where this shooting happened, where these children were killed who were praying. There's a sign hanging that says a future filled with hope, which equals 109 and 107. Just like shooting, again, these are the 4 base ciphers of the English language. Alphabetic order, reverse alphabetic order, both orders with numerology applied. Shooting equals 109 and 107. Shooting's also 37 and 44 like Wednesday. Minneapolis is on the 44th parallel north. Hope equals 44. It's synced up with the mayor, Jacob Frey, who's 44 years old. Today's date numerology is also 44. Trump, who's in office, had the feud with Obama over the birther thing. Birther's 44. School sign featuring a future filled with hope still visible on school grounds. A sign that welcomed the students at Annunciation Catholic School featured the phrase, a future filled with hope, which is the school's theme of the year. The sign could still be seen as CNN's Shimon. I thought it was Shimon Perez. Who's this person? Shimon Prokupek? Arrived this afternoon. They did have a person named Shimon Perez. Now it's a different Shimon P. Arrived this afternoon, where he described the grounds as overwhelmingly quiet despite the chaos that unfolded this morning. And again, this is just par for the course. Back to school. Got to fill up the headlines with shootings. There's been a lot of shooting hoaxes at the campuses, including one that just happened at Villanova. Remember what just happened at Villanova 6 days ago? 6 days ago was 105 days after the Pope became the Pope. Or not Villanova, that's not what I want to write. I want to write Pope Leo. 105 days after he became the Pope, and 24 days before his upcoming birthday, you had the shooting at Villanova, his former school. You know? So, yeah, I mean, the ritualism could not be any more perfect. And to recap what we covered earlier, again, 27/8, Annunciation Catholic School. They referred to the church as Annunciation Church in Minneapolis, 491. That's the 94th prime number. 94 was the year of the assault weapons ban. The Jesuit order just turned 491 years old on August 15th. Again, and this is prior, we didn't have the shooter's name, but now we get the shooter's name, and his name's 54 and 72. We've seen this so many times where the shooter's name fits right in. Yesterday, there was a shooting at a Jesuit school in Minneapolis. They said 3 shootings that killed 3 and injured 8. Minnesota. This is a typo. It should say Minnesota. Minnesota. Again, George Floyd on the corner of 38th and Chicago. Minnesota 38. Death 38. Murder 38. Killing 38. RIP 38. You want to add to that list? Prince 38. Chanhassen 38. Fentanyl 38. Fentanyl got crazy in Oregon, where the mayor announced on March 8th that they were stopping. That was in a leap year that she did that, 2024. She said they're no longer going to allow fentanyl on the streets of Oregon. In a leap year, March 8th, the 68th day of the year, like fentanyl was approved by the feds in 68. That's the same year that the old Corona was coined as well, 68. And, you know, pandemic, that's another 38 word. You know, the nation's killing department on the 38th parallel in D.C., that's the Pentagon. Anyway, the Murder by Numbers movie that came out on the anniversary of Ignatius Loyola becoming the first Jesuit superior general. Again, big 38 encoded in the words Murder by Numbers. The song Murder by Numbers by the Police came out in 83. Okay. So anyway, coming back to this, ATF's on the scene, fitting in with all the 54s. This happened on the 144th day at Tim's Wall's age. Jesuit orders also 144, like the United States of America. Annunciation Church in Minneapolis, again, also equates to 157, which is the 37th prime. Shooting in Wednesday have the 4437 connection. Today's date numerology has a life lesson number of 44. Again, Minneapolis on the 44th parallel. Phrases like mass shooter, firearms, gunfire, shooting all 44, department and officer 44, the mayor's 44, Jacob Frey. It's 35 days after Jacob Frey's birthday, which is in the time of Leo. Going with Pope Leo. Catholic, Holy See, Jesuitism, all 35. Yeah, Minneapolis. Isn't it Interstate 94 that runs past Minnesota? Minneapolis? Yeah, I-94 runs past Minneapolis. The Jesuit order just turned 491 years old. I remember that now, driving out to New York. I was like, oh yeah, perfect. The very Catholic Twin Cities are on I-94. Because, again, Annunciation Church in Minneapolis is 491. Here, let me just show all this to you real quick. Annunciation Church in Minneapolis, 491. That's the 94th prime number. Assault weapons ban in 94. Roman Catholic Church, 94. It's also 193, which is the 44th prime number, bringing us back to the number we've talked about more than any when it comes to mass shootings. I also heard that this shooter was wearing or is a fan of the band KMFDM, which comes up a lot in these shootings. Remember, there was a shooting in Madison, Wisconsin, not that long ago, named after James Madison, who was the president when the Jesuits came out of suppression. But I just want to remind about this. KMFDM opened up their concert in Wisconsin and Milwaukee on October 16th, not far from Madison. And from that day to the Madison shooting was 61 days. And the shooter was Natalie Rupnow, which equals 61 like active shooter. Tim Walz is 61 years old right now. It's perfectly synced with him today. It was a Christian school shooting as opposed to a Catholic. So it was a Protestant school. Christian 61 like Christmas. It was right before Christmas. Keep in mind, Jesus, Cross, Church, they're all 61. If you're new here, 61 is actually a really special number because in sacred geometry, gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, means geometry and language. In sacred geometry, 61 is the number of circles that make up the flower of life, which is the symbol that in sacred geometry represents creation and creator. So it's related to God. And in Jewish gematria, God equals 61. But this tour was to celebrate the 40th anniversary of KMFDM. Columbine is 40, like United States, like US, like USA. And you know what? Today's shooting's on a Wednesday, named after Mercury, the trickster. And Mercury's also 40. And Madison, Wisconsin shooting happened on 72 date numerology. Columbine equals 359, the 72nd prime. Jesuit order 72. Here we are today, right? Here we are today. Are we talking about the same numbers again? Are we talking about the same numbers today? I mean, let me know. We're talking about the same things over and over. And keep in mind, Wisconsin is 44 land. Wisconsin is 44 land. Hank Aaron, R.I.P. Someone's gonna be like, what about Georgia, though? He went to Georgia. Yeah, the only two states that equal 44 in the most pure cipher are Wisconsin and Georgia. Like when the Packers and the Falcons, that Brett Favre history there too, right? But when they met in the NFC Championship, the Falcons whooped the Packers with 44 points. Don't forget who told you that season it was either going to be the Falcons or the Packers in the Super Bowl as my first picks before the season even began. Because the Super Bowl that year was on 44-8, and that was the Super Bowl where the Falcons gave up the 25-point lead on 2/5 in the 97th season, which is the 25th prime, in the year that they moved the touchback to 25 yards. A bum could have coached the Falcons to the Super Bowl win. Instead, the guy who couldn't, he goes and gets another multi-million-dollar contract because it's the National Fixed League, and you got to be a dummy to think any of it's real. Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, here. From the anniversary of Eric Harris's birthday to the shooting was 251 days, the 54th prime. I mean, let me know. Are these the numbers we're talking about today? Are these the same numbers? 5472? So, you let me know. And how many times have I talked about it since this up to now? I mean, what do you think? It's at least 1,000 times? I talk about it more than once a day. So, Yeah, it's just a damn shame, all the interference that I'm having to deal with over here. Just the shadow banning, things like what happened at the beginning of the stream. There's nothing wrong with my connection, but you guys are telling me it's lagging out. Open Up points out that 278 days from today is June 1st. Kind of like 6-1, like active shooter. Or 1-6, like 16, like the Jesuit since the 16th century. What I would like to do is I would like to call some of these offices. Let's call Brian O'Hara's office. Let's see if we can get through. We'll call Jacob Frey's office. We'll call Tim Wall's office. We'll see if we can get a hold of anybody or at least talk to some secretaries today. So it's been a minute since we made some phone calls. And I hope you guys can appreciate that there's things I could be doing right now that maybe I should be doing. I still don't have everything quite finished with the cyber hack, but I think I'm in the clear. But yeah, I do prioritize getting out this information. Brian O'Hara office. Let's see. Contact. Is there a way to contact us? Man. Oh, there it is. Thank God. Yeah, there's the old six. Man, you have no idea how hard that 612 plays in Minneapolis rig sports. Let's give him a call. 612-673-3000.
Thank you for calling Minneapolis 311. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. To continue this call in English, say English or press 1. In a few words, please say how we can help you today.
I would like to call about the shooting at the Annunciation School.
Please hold while your call is transferred.
Yes, I'm calling in regards to the tragic shooting today at the Annunciation School.
Yes.
I would like to pass along some information. I'm an author. My name is Zachary Hubbard, if you'd like to write it down. What I educate about is the ritualism in the mass shootings that make the national news. Because as we know, there's a lot of shootings in this country, and a lot of them don't make the news. But the ones in the national news are always highly ritualistic. And, you know, case in point, we got the first American Pope, and he's the first Augustinian Pope. And today is the Memorial Day for Augustine of Hippo's mother, and tomorrow's his death anniversary. But he also replaced the first Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis. And I'm not sure if you're aware of any of this information, but Brian O'Hara, for example, he's the 54th chief of Minneapolis, and he was installed on November 7th, the day leaving 54 days left in the year. Of course, today's shooting is on 54th Street. And this is interesting because the Jesuits, who gave us the calendar and the language, which is a point that I make over and over, because a lot of people do not realize that the calendar that says today's August 27, 2025, that is the Catholic Church's calendar. We're on their time. And again, it was the Jesuit priest Christopher Clavius who implemented the calendar at the end of the 16th century. And the Jesuits also implemented the 26-letter English alphabet. But anyway, people don't realize that the Jesuit headquarters is at the Church of the Jesuit, Building 54. They don't realize that at their peak, they had 54 universities in the United States, or that their first university, Georgetown, was established by a 54-year-old John Carroll. And that was the year that George Washington became the first recognized U.S. president, even though arguably men who were the leader of the land could have been recognized in that office before him. Something was different about Washington was he was favorable to the Catholic Church, where a lot of the founders were Protestants trying to escape the Catholic Church in Europe. But anyway, what I also teach about is the simple practice of coding numbers into words, which is a biblical practice. Traditionally, it's Jewish, but the Catholic Church implemented this What's amazing is if you write out the name Robin Westman, the shooter, if you write out the word Annunciation, if you write out the word Jesuit order, in the practice of coding numbers into words using the English alphabetic order, all of their names, all of three of those words equate to 54. Robin Westman, Annunciation, and Jesuit order. They're all 54, just based on the alphabetic order. A is 1 up to Z is 26, applying numerology to each letter. So just to give you an idea, Robin, the first letter in Robin is R, the 18th letter. The numerology of 18 is 1 plus 8 is 9. So you just make each letter a single digit number and you add it up. This is a real practice that's existed for a long time. I learned about this in a book published in 1926. I feel like it should have been taught to me when I was in public school. I kind of feel like they cheat us by not teaching this because the authorities use this information every single day to unfold their rituals. And notice they say this student left the school. He's a former student in 2017. 2 dead, 17 injured, not too far off. I don't even want to get into why that matters, but the point is this 54 number is omnipresent in major tragedies in U.S. history, including today's. And from what I also understand, looking into Brian O'Hara, he doesn't exactly have a perfect record. He has a little bit of a rap sheet. And again, is there a way to have Brian O'Hara contact us about what may or may not be a coincidence? And I'm highly leaning towards it's not a coincidence with today's tragedy in Minneapolis at the Catholic school.
Yeah. So what I can give you is Chief O'Hara's phone number to his office, and then I can also say this call is being recorded. So then we do have the details that you've shared. And would you like to have his phone number or be transferred to that extension now?
I would appreciate writing down the number and then being transferred. Yes, I'd appreciate that very much.
Okay, sure. And then that phone is 612-673-3559. And probably that, is past their regular office hours, but I will go ahead and transfer you.
Okay, appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. And is there anything else that I can help with before transferring?
I appreciate you listening and transferring me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. And thank you for calling the city of Minneapolis. And please hold for your transfer.
For the latest information on the response to the pandemic and economic recovery in Minneapolis, go to the city's website, minneapolismn.gov.
The party you have called, Administration, Chief O'Hara's office, at extension 3559 cannot be reached. You may leave a message or transfer to another extension. To leave a message, begin speaking at the tone. When you have finished, push star, then pound, or just hang up. To transfer out of expressions, push 0.
Hi, this message is for Brian O'Hara, the 54th chief of the Minneapolis Police Department, who was installed November 7th, 2022, the day leaving 54 days left in the air, who is the spokesperson for the Annunciation school shooting on 54th Street. I'm an author. My name is Zachary K. Hubbard. You can call me back at 509-560-4982. I have been writing for now 12 years about the ritualism in numbers, which is a Kabbalistic practice in everything from mass shootings to rigged political elections to things like what happened to George Floyd. Again, the ancient practice of coding numbers into words makes today's story very interesting because Robin Westman, the shooter, equals 54. Annunciation equals 54. Jesuit order equals 54. And just yesterday, there was a shooting in Minneapolis, the day prior to this, at the Jesuit high school. Reportedly 3 shootings, 3 killed, 8 dead the day prior when Minnesota equals 38, as does death, murder, killing, and RIP, as well as Prince, Chanhassen, and fentanyl, and it goes with George Floyd on 38th Street. Anyway, these patterns are so redundant, just like how the officer who supposedly killed George Floyd was 44-year-old Derek Chauvin, when kill equals 44, as does execution, as does shooting. Only one day of the week equals 44, and that's Wednesday. And, of course, Minneapolis is on the 44th parallel north. And today's shooting is synced up with Jacob Frey, who's 44 years old. In fact, it's 35 days after his birthday, where the word Catholic equals 35. Kind of reminds of JFK, the first Catholic president, number 35, killed on I-35, who was also the 44th term president. But yeah, I am looking for the real leader in one of these cities who's willing to come out and spill the beans on what's really going on with the ritualism behind these shootings. Because I don't buy that Robin Westman's just some former angry student who, out of all days, decided to shoot up the Catholic school on this specific Memorial Day for the Catholic Church, which is the memorial of Saint Monica, the mother of Saint Augustine, when the first American Pope, Pope Leo XIV, is the first Augustinian Pope. And tomorrow is also St. Augustine's death anniversary. No, I don't buy it at all. It looks like a major league ritual, which is the kind of stuff I've been reporting on for a long time. And again, I mean, did you ever think it was funny, for example, Mr. O'Hara, that you became the 54th chief of police on the day leaving 54 days left in the year? And probably a lot of people in the U.S. are learning your name for the very first time today after this shooting on 54th Street. And I wonder what more people would think if, say, when we went to public school, we'd learned about this ancient practice.
15 seconds of recording time left.
This ancient practice of coding numbers into words where, again, Robin, Westman, Annunciation, and Jesuit order equate to 54. Please give me a call back. I'll appreciate it. 509-560-4982. Thank you.
Your message has exceeded the recording time allowed. You may replay this message, indicate that you have finished recording it, or delete it. To replay the message, push 7, then 3. If you have finished recording, push pound. To delete the message, push. To add more destinations, push 5. For regular delivery, push pound. To delete the message, push 6. This message will be sent by regular delivery. You may now leave a message for another mailbox, transfer out, or disconnect from expression.
Okay. You know, I mean, the best we've ever been able to do here is talk to these secretaries. I've never gotten a call back from anybody, but we've left a lot of great voicemails. And for anyone who's been around, I bet a lot of you still agree that I believe it was Alabama, if I don't remember. It was God, it was so perfect, the ritual. And the guy on the phone was like, he was like halfway laughing. I was like, yeah, I think you're on to something here. I was like, I like this secretary guy. Alabama, huh? Maybe I'll have to move there. Oh, man. But we never got a call back. I felt like the shooting was synced up with the governor, and like the county it happened in had like the same name as the governor. It was like this perfect number match. He got it. He was like, like nobody ever asked me about any of this before. I said, yeah, it's pretty unique what we do over here, man. It's too bad more people. It's too bad it's so unique. I wish everybody was doing this. That was the point of working your ass off every single day for 12 straight years trying to get this out of here. Thank you, YouTube, for the major suppression the last 5 years. We haven't been able to reach anybody for about 5 years, but I keep grinding. You know, I'll tell you something funny. A video showed up in my feed the other day, and I was like, what's this? It had all these views. I was just like, all right, watch something new while I'm doing some work in the background. It's this guy talking about he'd been gone. He hadn't posted a video, I guess, in 4 years. He had a massive channel, and his confession to his viewers is the reason he left is because he could no longer get 1 million views per video, and he felt like it was a waste of his time. I was like, listen to this guy. He stopped getting 1 million views of it. He was still getting like upwards of nearly 1 million. I looked at his channel. I was like, every video on here has almost 1 million views or way more. This guy quit YouTube because he couldn't get 1 million views of video anymore. I now have to make videos every single day of the month to get about what I got in views for one video back in the time when Prince died. You know, like when Prince died, my video blew up. Everybody and their mom saw that video. And part of the reason why is because in February, when Vanity died, the day of the 58th Grammys, I explained why Prince was going to die soon as his 58th birthday approached. And that was all about Trump. He had the song Black Donald Trump, and Trump announced from the 58-story Trump Tower for the 58th election, did 1,058 rituals that year, and Bill and Hillary conceded him purple when Mr. Purple Rain died. And by the way, yeah, Purple Rain equals 58. R.I.P. Vanity from the Purple Rain days dead. All right, here, let's call Jacob Frey's office. Let's give Jacob Frey a call. Jacob Frey. 44-year-old Jacob Frey. Isn't this the same damn phone number? Isn't that the number I just called? That's the same number I just called. Or it's almost the same. Hold on, it's a little bit different. 612-673-2100. by the way, thank you to the $2 super chatter. I appreciate it. That was open up. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, this is Jacob Fry, Mayor of Minneapolis. Just leave a message and your number and we'll get right back to you.
Hi, Jacob. This message is for you. It's about the tragic shooting at the Catholic school. I'm an author, if you want to look me up. Pretty well-reviewed books online. Zachary K. Hubbard, author of Number Games and Letters and Numbers. What I write about are things like what happened today in your city, the ritualism of the shootings that make the news per se, and how it seems that really all of these stories are about conditioning the minds of the masses to undermine things like the Second Amendment, and even in certain ways, the First Amendment. We all know what those parents did from that town in Connecticut with online censorship. But again, there's just a major recurring theme in these mass shootings. And I wrote a book about this that has a chapter alone that's about 100 pages long. And it's about 4 decades of mass shootings and the encoding of the number 44. And of course, you're 44 years old right now. There's a Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words. You might be aware of it since you are Jewish yourself. And I'm not saying this is a Jewish conspiracy. Don't misquote me. But, you know, the practice of coding numbers into words comes from Kabbalah, Gematria. And there's an English form of this. I learned about this in the 1926 book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages. The word shooting equals 44. So does mass shooter. So does gunfire. So does firearms. So does execution. So does military. So does soldier. So does infantry. So does trooper. So does officer. So does department. It's a number very much connected to police, military, shooting, killing. And you know, your city is on the 44th parallel, and there's only one day of the week that equals 44, and it's Wednesday. And this Wednesday, August 27th, 2025, is a date which in numerology terms has a life lesson number of 44, which of course would break down to 8, but it is 44. And something that's interesting is today's 35 days after your birthday. The word Catholic equates to 35, and you should remember JFK, number 35, killed on I-35. He was also the 44th term president, only to be killed in a shooting. So I look at that. You're the man in this city, and a Catholic school gets shot up 35 days after your 44th birthday. And again, I've been talking about this JFK thing and this pattern for well over a decade, only for it to manifest in this way. Now, I left an office or a message with Mr. O'Hara, your chief of police there. Again, he's the 54th chief of police. And he was installed on November 7th, the day leaving 54 days left in the year. And a lot of people in the nation are learning his name for the first time today because he's the spokesperson for this terrible tragedy on 54th Street.
15 seconds of recording time left.
Funny enough, in Gematria, the shooter's name, Robin Westman, equals 54, like Annunciation, like Jesuit order. And of course, that's who gave us the language in the calendar, the Jesuits. Please give me a call back, 509-560-4982. I'd love to talk more about this. Thank you so much.
Your message has exceeded the recording time allowed. You may replay this message, indicate that you have finished recording it, or delete it. To replay the message, push 7, then 3. If you have finished recording, push pound. To delete the message, to add more destinations, push 5. For regular delivery, push pound. To delete the message, this message will be sent by regular delivery. You may now leave a message for another mailbox, transfer out, or disconnect from expressions. To leave a message...
All right. Don't you guys feel so represented in America? It's like, well, here, let me call my local congressional representative. Let me see. Dan Newhouse. Let me see. I don't want to call his DC office. That one's well, I guess we can try it. All right, we'll call it. We'll call the DC office. Let me see if my local congressional representative wants to do something about this.
Thank you for calling the office of Congressman Dan Newhouse. Our office is currently closed, but if you leave a message with your name and phone number, we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
I don't even want to bother. They'll never call back. I've already called Dan Newhouse before. Thank you, Dale, for getting us up to $7. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. You guys keep it up. I might have enough money to sue Verizon for what they've done to me here. If you guys don't know, if you have Verizon, beware. I was hacked last Friday by a Verizon agent. He ported my phone number to another person's phone. They used my phone number to reset all my financial passwords, and they wreaked total chaos on all my financial accounts. Again, it's been a real fun last few days dealing with this, but maybe there will be a lawsuit. Maybe we'll finally fund this movement. We'll have so much money, we'll build our own YouTube, one that doesn't censor. The Beth, Rosman, thank you so much. We are halfway to the dream. You know what? I don't know who else to, hold on. Let's see who the congressional representative is. Congressional representative for Minneapolis. It is Ilhan Omar. Okay, let's call her office. Ilhan Omar office. Man, these people got banker's hours. They go to, oh, look at her offices on East 38th Street. I love it. October 4th birthday. Today, the 27th, so 4 days to the end of the month, 30 to the end of September. Yeah, 38 days to Ilhan Omar's birthday. Minnesota 38, death 38, murder 38, killing 38, RIP 38, Prince 38, Chanhassen 38, fentanyl 38. Again, George Floyd on the corner of 38th Street. I know I'm a broken record, but how else are you guys going to learn if I'm not super redundant? I like the $15 minimum wage too. Because 15 is the one number that when you spell out equals 38. Perfect. The lady from Minnesota with the $15 national minimum wage. Okay. Oh, you know what? I realized I skipped over some things, didn't I? I skipped over some things in this decode that I said I'd come back to. They're saying they're researching if this is domestic terrorism, which equals 110 like Minnesota. That's something going on with this. Today is the 239th day of the year, which is the 52nd prime. Minnesota's 52. I'm sure you remember they hosted Super Bowl 52. That was the one where Zach Ertz, number 86, scored the winning touchdown 86 days after his birthday as the home of the flag, sown at 239 Arch Street, beat the Patriots with the flag on their helmet in the year of the protests. And the national anthem was adopted 86 years before that season. And don't forget, Trump took on the protesters of the flag on 23rd of September, and we told you that very day, if you were here, I said the Super Bowl is going to be the Eagles and the Patriots. It's all about the flag. We were already on the Patriots to be in the Super Bowl. You know why we were on the Patriots to be in the Super Bowl before that season even began? Because if you go back and look, when he had the 25-point comeback over the Falcons, he had 62 pass attempts, and I said, come on, man, they're telling you in this Super Bowl, through his ridiculous number of pass attempts, he's going to be playing next year in Minneapolis. Because that's how scripted it is. And for everyone who thinks like, yeah, right, the yeah right's on you. By the way, anytime a 55 can hit in the Target Center in Minneapolis, you got Minneapolis also 55. So is Target Center, so is Timberwolves. Woo! They get nasty with the 55 there. How do we know these things? Because this is how we make our money, you guys. This is how we make our money. This is how we pay the bills. We take advantage of these rigged sports leagues. Because just like your news is rigged, your sports is rigged. And we do it every day, and we've been doing it for 12 years, and I don't know how there's any skeptics. And you know, the other thing that should be total proof of how valid the work is not only all the crazy shit I've had to deal with, including the recent cyber hack on the 33rd day of my age, but just how many haters I have in the world that make videos about me, trying to slander me and lie about me, but they'll never come on here with these open phone lines and ever try and have a credible debate or explain how anything about this works even halfway sideways as it lines up more and more each day. Shout out to Hot Hand Dave. Hot Hand Dave, you're too much, buddy. I appreciate your generosity. Thank you. Let me, you guys, you can call me. Or did I already know Ilhan Omar's office is going to go to voicemail. But yeah, I got to add that too. She is the representative, and it's 38 days before her birthday. This story of death. And remember yesterday, again, here's yesterday's headline out of Minneapolis. We had 3 shootings that killed 3 and injured 8. And one was at the Jesuit high school. Somebody also said, hold on, somebody said, I saw a comment here. Let's check this out if this is true. Let's see if this is true. George Floyd happened on Memorial Day, May 25th, 2020. That was a major Jesuit ritual. If you guys don't know about it, I wrote a book about it. You can read the book on it. It's in Number Games, big chapter on it. Yeah, look at that. It is 1,920 days later. The first NFL season was the 1920 season. There might be an NFL parallel here. The Vikings open it up on the Virgin Mary's birthday, Monday Night Football at Chicago. George Floyd on the corner of 38th and Chicago. Then they're playing the Dirty Birds on the Pope's birthday. Then those Cincinnati Bengals, then those Pittsburgh Steelers, and those Cleveland Browns. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on if they're paying tribute to this shooting one way or another. All right, hold on, you guys. I gotta do something. I'll be back in 30 seconds. We'll take phone calls, and we'll see what you guys got. Give me 1 second. All right, if you guys want to start phoning in, it is the 509-560-4982 number you see on the screen. And yeah, if you guys got anything to add. All right, we're getting closer to that Verizon lawsuit money. Andre says, hey, Zach, I keep supporting what you do. I think the problem is that we come too late, but that voicemail made a lot of sense, bro. Thank you. What do you mean we come too late? I don't get that. But thank you for the tip. Space Invader, thank you. Thank you, John Mendoza again. What's up, 559?
What's up, Zach? I got a question for you real quick, man. Going back to the breakdown you did about Rajah Jackson yesterday, I got to know that this is kind of crazy, man. These numbers and everything line up. This is so crazy how you discover how this shit lines up. Now, Rajah beat the shit out of that dude in real life. He really beat the fuck out of that dude. So, let me see how I can best ask this. Was it an agreement with everyone there, because the cameras didn't stop, which is kind of weird.
I showed you how perfectly ritualistic it was. I'm sure it was all agreed to. I'm sure everybody got paid. It's another black man shaming ritual by the numbers. Rinse and repeat.
Right. You think that guy really said, I'm going to just allow this dude to beat the shit?
Well, go back and look at my notes. The one thing I left out, the guy who got beat up, his name equals 130. It happened on the day leaving 130 days left in the year. The phrase human sacrifice equals 130. Now, he didn't die, but he took a bad beating. So in a way, he did sacrifice probably a part of his body and probably did take some years off his life with that beating.
This is so fucking crazy. Zach, is there any event or anything that happens?
Yeah, what's not in the news? What's not in the news? This phone call's not scripted. What you're going to go eat tonight's not scripted. What's in the news is scripted. Point blank, period. I'm sure there's a rare exception here and there with local news, but not the national news. The national news is all choreographed.
And the people that this shit happens around, they may not necessarily always be aware of it, but this shit happening around them, or what do you think about that?
The people who do this stuff might have no idea about the ritualism that's going on, but they're just told they're following orders, right? If the commanders are there writing the script and then using these people like pawns on the chessboard, doesn't necessarily mean they know what they're participating in. They're just doing what they're told. Okay, I go out and do that. I get paid this. Okay.
That's crazy as fuck. One other thing I had to bring up to you. Now, this is kind of strange. I was in Walmart earlier today, and I seen some fucking Charmin toilet paper. It had about like 12 rolls in there or some shit. And the number struck me because it was like however many rolls, blah, 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 with 144
right.
sheets per roll.
Right. No, you're gonna start seeing that stuff all over. That's why having this knowledge is like the they live glasses. It's like they're signaling each other. It's like, yeah, we're the cabal, man. We run all the big businesses. We put our numbers on the products these people buy. Yeah, it's everywhere. So you're newer to the knowledge. I mean, this stuff will just you'll just be grinning about it, like, oh, there it is again. There it is again.
This is fucking crazy, man. Go ahead, Zach. I'm gonna hop off and keep listening, man.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Remember, in They Live, what's the enemy of the world? Cable 54. Cable 54 is the enemy of the world. Isn't it funny? Earlier today, we're on it, and then the coincidence there is to be like, so what? So what that the shooter's name was the exact same as what you said earlier? It's like, well, the problem is your whole so what attitude. I mean, how are we ever going to learn here if we're so hard-headed and closed-minded and we can't accept this ancient practice of putting numbers into words and that these people are all about it like they're Master P? What's up, 202?
Yo, Professor Hubbard.
Maybe I should change my name to Master Z and start laying some uhs down instead of welcome back, True Seeker. What do you think, Elohim? You know about Master Z? I mean P?
Master P. That's an American rapper, right?
A horrible one, but man, his shit's way more known than mine, and that's a problem. So,
I wasn't born here, and CT wouldn't admit that he wasn't born here. He's trying to.
That dude is from Nigeria. Please.
Nah, but I really called because just to jump off what the other caller was talking about. He has to understand that, like, this is like a fraternity. This is like Greek life. And I'm glad that I was able to experience the fraternity life in college, because when I see these celebrities and how for example, the Lil Nas ritual the other day, him running around in tidy whities.
In his tidy whities? Yeah.
That just looks like that just looks like a fraternity ritual,
hazing, yeah. Looks like a hazing ritual, yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Like, for example, when I was in my frat, like, we had to sleep in the bathroom. Me and the brothers I was initiating with, we had to sleep in the bathroom for a whole week. Just rituals. Shit that you just have to do. All the brothers did it, so you have to do it. So, I just look at the Rogers situation as the same thing. And the fact that, like, the cops are not, like, arresting him, and like, you would think, I mean, he basically committed murder. You would think he would be arrested by now. But anyway, that was all.
All right. Appreciate it, Elohim. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? The fraternity made the God of the Old Testament sleep in the bathroom for a week. Just every day, guys. Taylor Allison Swift on the 238th day of the year. Oh, her engagement after they started dating in the 104th NFL season when they synced the whole thing up with her. By the way, a huge theme, no doubt about it, this year is going to be black. We'll see what they do. There's just going to be, I just know it. The 106th NFL season, Mahomes coming in on 106 career wins, Black 106, Black Lives Matter 106, I Can't Breathe 106. Remember after the George Floyd thing, the longest protest for George Floyd was in Portland, Oregon, a predominantly white city, and on the 106th day of the protest, which it fell on September 11th, fell on 11/9, like George Floyd's 119. Remember, we had it circled weeks in advance. I said, just wait until it gets to the 106th day in Portland. They're gonna do something crazy. And what they do, they set the trees on fire in the city, and it had the worst air quality in the world. The whole city was covered in black smoke for the 106th day of the protest of George Floyd in Portland. Trust me, I'm all over that one because I'm from Portland. They set the damn trees on fire and turned the city into black smoke for I Can't Breathe. What's up, 202?
Hey, one more thing. Do you think there's something with them putting the statue of Kobe as him as the number 8? I mean, we all know he was known as the number 4 for a majority of his career, but do you think
No. Most of us think of Kobe as number 8 when he came into the league. That's the original number, but he did wear 24 for that second half there.
Okay. It's just, I guess when I was growing up, I guess I grew up in the era of him wearing number 24. But I don't know. It's just interesting that they had him wear the number 8 in that statue. Just like this could be the Kansas City Chiefs' 8th Super Bowl appearance. So,
that is interesting.
So, anyways.
All right.
Take care, Zach.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. All right, some interesting comments. Now, this channel, even though it's shadow banned, the one nice thing about this channel is they hardly ever suspend it, right? It's been suspended a few times, but back in the day when I got views, I'd get suspended all the time. It was always like a week I'd be gone because I was suspended, sometimes 2 weeks at a time. Sometimes the channel got deleted all the way because 20-some channels deleted. But I do know that this channel got suspended when I covered the Nashville Covenant School shooting, which is a big fat 33 ritual. Sage just said measure from the March 27th. That was the 86th day of the year. Here we are on Mercury Day, and supposedly kids are getting 86th again, but Mercury's 86. So hold up. March 27th. Remember, this is the one where the shooter's shoes changed. They went from They went from Vans to Pumas at the Covenant school shooting. Now, you said check the number. I see the 126 weeks. We're on the day leaving 126 days on there. I don't know what to say off the top about the 884. I guess I'm missing the connection. What's up, Itachi? Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. While you're on the topic of 86, I just wanted to add a little gem. I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to speak too much. But if you look at the player Gunnar Henderson, they usually sync up shooting.
Sure,
but
sure.
That's all I had for you.
I got you.
Right,
I'm reading you loud and clear. I appreciate the tidbit.
You got it. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See ya.
All right, take care. Sage, so Sage says the perpetrator today had 666 written on their gun, plus 79419. Look at the span of days that today is after the Nashville Covenant shooting. Because they're saying both shooters were trans. Oh, by the way, yeah, sorry, Sage. If you want to call in and clarify, I'd appreciate it. Maybe there's something to 884 I've forgotten. Ant Demand sees something going on with Aaron Judge and Kobe. Quite interesting. Open Up said that the shooter's name was Robert Westman prior to... I guess they would call that the dead name, right? In the trans community, your old name is your dead name. But Robert Westman, you see the 5679, you guys? Look at Society of Jesus, 5679. And also, that's the formal title of the Jesuit order for the record, just like how we have the 5472 all over the shooting. I noticed that the chief of police was born in 79. So, and here, with regards to 56... let me give you, again, the story of Robert Dragon, who died from the 56 virus, who was a first responder at SH, the 56-year-old school that was established in 1956. What? Hold on. Oh, it's Patrick Dragon. My bad. It's Patrick Dragon. Patrick, not Robert. Patrick Dragon. You see this photo right here? A first responder to the SH shootings has died of Cooties 19. If you guys weren't here, I wrote a book about it. If you need to go back in history and learn about how big the Cooties 56 virus was, because it was just nothing but 56, 56, 56. People were scared for their lives, and we're just laughing about it. Like, you guys, the thing was coined as the damn flu in 1968, and Lester Holt's telling you every night that flu is absent, and it's all Cooties. That's because Cooties is flu. You guys, they locked down America over the flu, and they got away with it. Here, we'll just give it a different name. Instead of saying it's this strain, we'll just call it this, and it'll scare the shit out of them. But you see that 56 right there? Now, notice the shooter there at the school established in 56 that got shot up in 2012, 56 years later. His name was Adam Peter Lanza. You see? You see the 5679 thing again? You see it? The God of the Old Testament's calling in again. He's got a lot to say today. What's up?
Yo, Zach. Like, I know you tried to put the whole idea of you know, us being on this earth with, you know, different humans and these celebrities being fake and these fake deaths happening, you know, because it's not something that you can 100% prove, you know. But you know, you can't disregard Hollywood, that, you know.
Are you preaching to the choir here? Are you preaching to the choir?
No. The reason I'm saying it is because I was wondering if you can pull up a video for the stream on YouTube, and you explain to me this, that because, you know, I need an explanation, because this can really prove that, you know, something is going on with these celebrities, and you know, maybe they're playing, maybe Tom Cruise is Tom Brady, you know, who knows?
Well, Tom Cruise is a short guy, man. They got him out there working the field, and now maybe that would explain why Tom Brady's so slow, because Tom Cruise is on stilts. maybe we're on to something.
Wait, have you seen the
Oh, I gotta let more people get in right now, Elohim. I hear what you're saying, man. I gotta let more people get in. We gotta share the phone. Thank you. All right, what's up, 813?
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm looking forward to, you know, we've been watching the headlines, and we got Tom Brady on the Raiders, and we got George Bland, the oldest quarterback ever, 48 years from the Oakland Raiders. I'm looking for him, since he's on the team now, in about a year or so. He's going to be coming back and try to take over the record as oldest quarterback ever.
It wouldn't surprise me. Tom, 48, gonna turn, or he just did turn 48 on August 3rd. It wouldn't surprise me.
Big money on that one.
Tom's back at 48.
You bet, baby.
All right.
Here we go.
All right. Speaking of which, we got a call from the 480. All right, the 480's falling in. Is that a sign from the universe? Appreciate it, man. We'll see what happens. 480.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. On the Cardinals, I'm on Washington today. Andres Chaparro, born 5'4", like 54. Hit his first home run of the year, and it's 251 days from his next.
251, 54th prime. Man, let's double up on the numbers. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I was trying to call in earlier to stream, but I couldn't, like in the morning. But yeah.
For people who don't know, baseball loves itself some 54 because it's a game with 54 outs, plus it equals 54 forwards and backwards. It also equals 162 like the games in the season, also 18 like the number of half innings. Yes, sir.
Yep. He's number 87 too, but I don't know if that's
perfect.
And, you know that you have like live commercials like pop up, right? I've never seen that ever on like a phone live. So
anything to interrupt the stream, make it buffer, ads, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You like have the magic channel. All right, I'll let you go.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Bye.
Shout out to all the super chatters. You guys, I can probably pay for like 15 minutes of a lawyer's service thanks to you guys today. Appreciate it. Can they get this Verizon lawsuit together in 15 minutes? Yeah, again, one of my favorite things about Adam Lanza was how all the media had to report that he weighed 112 pounds. You know who operates in 112 countries, right? Not to mention SH has the 112 connection, but what, did I not put it here? Oh, yeah, it is right here. You know, the Jesuits. Here, you can even ask the AI today, how many countries do the Jesuits operate in? How many? How many is it? I always forget. Whenever I forget, I just think of Adam Lanza, whose birthday is April 22nd, the 112th day of the year, whose initials are AL. A, the first letter. L, the 12th. Do you guys know how many YouTube channels I've lost for bringing this up? Can you believe in the United States of America you lose YouTube channels for pointing out what 112 means to this cabal? Can you believe it? Because I've lost so many damn channels. And you know what was the most annoying thing is Chump was in office the first time my channel was ended. And you guys have no idea how bad it hurt the first deletion. Because I had told people I'm taking a 2-week hiatus to put the final touches on my book that I've been working my ass off on for 5 years. I mean, that book's nearly 800 pages. And it was days after I announced I was going on a break, they just deleted the whole channel. And it was all based on old videos on SH. Actually, one of them was one of the strikes was for the Grenfell Tower fire. I got a strike for that, which was ridiculous. Wasn't that on the 14th of June in the United Kingdom? Isn't that what day that happened? There was something about it. Like there's a bunch of 146. I can't remember, but I got a strike for showing the 146s in the fire. And then I got 2 strikes for SH, and the whole channel was deleted. A channel with almost 6,000 videos on it, 5 years of hard work, probably, you know, God knows how many. I mean, most of my videos are like upwards of an hour long. So thousands of hours of work. And back then I did everything for free. I was going to have my first monetized product, my book, which I was planning to sell for $5, all the hard work. But I got good views. I was thinking, I was thinking, man, I bet from selling this book, if I can get 20,000 people to buy it, bam. But nope, all of a sudden I was deleted. My book's not done. Then I tried to start a YouTube channel, deleted. If you were here, they were deleting the channel every week. I couldn't keep a channel up for a week. Delete. Can't rebuild the channel at all. Nobody to market the book to. Oh my God. And for showing stuff like this. This is worthy of, this is censorship worthy right here, showing this stuff. And then I got people like my own sister saying, well, Zach, I mean, all you're doing is putting conspiracy theories on the internet anyway. I mean, these stories are important to people. Like, oh, I think what's important is people understanding the way our government is lying to us and controlling people's minds and getting them to undermine what America was supposed to be about. That's why I do what I do, to help people see through the propaganda that's waged by the same old damn code, by the same old cabal that was warned about at the beginning. Okay, we're over. You know what? We've raised $54 on the stream. Take that, 54th. How much did he get paid today? Probably got 5.4 million under the table, printed off fiat currency to help sell out the American people, dupe the youth. Don't you? I hate how every year we go back to school and there's always a whole bunch of school-related shooting stories. Every year, it's just clockwork. It's like, we can't see how this works, huh? We can't see how they're conditioning generation SH. Like I said, when SH happened, I mean, if you were in first grade then, it's 12 years later come December. If you were 6 years old or 7, you're of voting age now. This whole generation that's been, following the lead of David Hogg. David Hogg, who's now a big higher up in the one wing of it's the left wing, it's the right wing. It's one bird's lying to us and taking a shit on all of our heads every day. The left and the right, the liberals and the Republicans. But yeah, now David Hogg's big in the Democratic Party, and I still remember when he did that video and he said he's going to outlive the online conspiracy theorists. I was like, what the hell does that mean? Is that a threat? Is he saying we're all going to die? God. Tell you what, my bank account and my credit cards took a death on Friday with the cyber hack. FU Verizon and Wells Fargo. Hey, you guys, I have a Wells Fargo account, I have a Chase account, I have a Citibank account. Every bank took care of everything except for Wells Fargo. F Wells Fargo. And Verizon has essentially blocked my phone number because they don't want to deal with me now that I know that an employee of their own hacked me. Total unaccountable. That's why, right now our federal government's going around and picking up strawberry farmers. All of us are getting all these phishing emails, text messages, calls nonstop. Here, I want to tell you something that the hackers did to me. They bought something on eBay that cost $956.64, like 1,000 times on several different credit cards. $956.64. None of the charges they ever racked up were more than $1,000. They were all between about $150 and the top was that nine. But that $956.64 got hit so many times. And what that tells me is it means that the the hackers, they have some eBay. It's all on eBay too. It's the same purchase on eBay over and over and over. It tells me that that's their account and it's not even a real product. It probably says buy a Gibson guitar or something. Who knows what it says, but something that would be worth that much. And they're just buying it over and over. And the money's going there out of my accounts, right? To this thing. But from my standpoint, it's like, okay, so somebody's going to investigate this hack and they're going to see that these hackers sent all this money over and over to that same thing. Isn't this where our government's supposed to exist and step in? And shouldn't it be easy for them to figure out who set up these accounts And if it's not easy to figure it out, then something does need to be done about the way the internet is structured. If it's so good at covering the biggest, most dishonest scammers in the history of Earth. And it is scary how at this day and age they can just do this. Again, what happened is a Verizon employee ported my phone to somebody else, so they got a hold of my phone number. They took over my phone number. I couldn't use a phone because my phone number was ported away from me. And then using my phone, they reset all of my passwords. They got into everything, all my financial accounts. They got into Amazon. They got into my email. They got into everything. And Verizon, my provider, doesn't want to be accountable. My main bank, who was actually the first to that's what's crazy too. They were the first one I called, and they're the only, and they've done the absolute worst. I'm done with Wells Fargo. I'm done with Wells Fargo and Verizon here. Once I get everything cleaned up, I'm tempted to even just get rid of the smartphone all the way, because this is what they want, this damn thing, you guys. Again, we got the cell phones. We're all getting the cell phones at the end of the 90s, early 2000s. We're all getting cell phones. Then the Patriot Act happens, and now all of a sudden the new law of the land is they can keep track of all your phone calls and text messages and emails. People are starting to get BlackBerries. They got their email on their phone. Next thing you know, the smartphone's out. Everyone's got something better than a BlackBerry. This thing right here is so instrumental to their game plan. And granted, it does have a lot of advantages, as we know, and conveniences. But there really needs to be a movement that we all go against it and say, no, we see the game. We see how it's instrumental in the surveillance state. I mean, it's probably a pipe dream to think that you can get the populace to all go against it at once. But it really is what we need to do. I mean, I've been without the smartphone before in the smartphone age. I might be doing it again very shortly. However, it's kind of tough being doing social media without one. Granted, you notice I haven't been doing cell phone videos lately because a lot of them just keep ending up being muted. It's like, what the hell's going on with that? Yeah, my next bank will be a local credit union. The problem is if you leave a local credit union, then you got to transfer everything to where you moved to, which can be a pain, but yeah. All right. Nobody's calling in. Nobody else has anything to share about this story? Here, should we see what the latest is? Shooter fires on praying students through church windows. CDC Director Dr. Susan Monterez is being ousted just weeks into her tenure. All right. Top Florida official says alligator Alcatraz will likely be empty within days. Email shows a whole bunch of federal money spent on that just to get everybody up in a riot for the big ritual by the numbers. The whole thing's been by the numbers. All this stuff is sick, man. Fox and YouTube agreed a short-term extension as distributed. You know, I've been talking about this with the video. What's the video game guy that gets all the views? I don't know what this phone call is. I'm not answering that. Hell no. If somebody's calling from some really weird number, it could be an international thing. I can't pick it up after what just happened. But what's the video game guy that gets all the views every day? He gets about 4 million views a day. All he does is play video games and watch Fox News and gets 4 million views a day. Which, if you guys do the math on that, it's about $30,000, $30,000 to $40,000 revenue a day. Kids getting paid $30,000 to $40,000 a day to just react to Fox News. Like, to imitate him, he probably did a video today watching Fox News, just watching the shooting story on Fox. He's like, shit, man, that's sad, man. Shit. Man, can you believe it? Shit. Can you believe he shot through the windows? What the? Man. Again, he does videos like this every day. Makes $30,000, $40,000. That's why it's bullshit. It's like, there's something's going on there. Whose kid is that? Is it to promote Fox News on YouTube? Is it to make younger people watch Fox News? What is this? He gets $40,000 a day to do these bullshit-ass videos. I'm working my ass off over here. Every video's demonetized. Shadow banned. Hold on, you guys. Hello? Who's this? Okay, you must be calling from overseas.
Yeah, I'm in Russia.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. I hope you're not a Verizon cyber scammer. Go ahead.
It's fucking psych you out. I wanted to say more people should be following your work. The news is insane distractions. People think the whole fucking Epstein thing, they're distracting us from the Epstein.
Right.
Bullshit. That's another fucking...
Exactly. Total distraction, total psyop, all by the numbers. Exactly.
Yeah, I was pretty much like 2019 when I found you. Beginning my career in med school when the whole COVID bullshit happened, and you fucking opened my eyes so badly. This is my first time speaking to you. I feel great.
So what did you do about that? Did you stay on the med school path? How did you go about that?
I stayed. I finished. But,
good for you. Good for you. I hope you bring some credibility to the profession.
I give you credit. I give you credit too, man. Just credibility, man. Because look, when money is when they control money, basically, they control the fucking quote-unquote facts, you know? So.
Yeah, 100%. So you're watching all the way from Russia, huh?
Yeah. I'm Lebanese, though, but yeah.
Okay, Lebanese. Do you know anybody else where you live that watches my content?
No, man, like, I did explain it to most people to me, but I don't bother fucking going around, spreading it because God, people are idiots, to be honest, and I just can't be fucked with that shit. Mostly busy, but want to say thank you very much. This is my first time talking to you, getting goosebumps, honestly. You opened my eyes very
well. You're the doctor. You're the doctor. So congratulations on climbing up in this world, and I hope you bring good things to the world of medicine.
I will. Thank you, Zachary.
All right. Good to hear your voice. Very clear call from Russia. So appreciate that.
Yeah. See you.
All right. Take care. If my phone gets ported over in 5 more minutes, I'll be like, why did I pick up that call? That phone number didn't look right. Woo. Yeah, it's funny when something like this happens to you because you just got like, you're like, oh my God, it's a nightmare, man. It is a nightmare. What's up, 407?
Hey, what's up, Zach? Can you hear me all right? I'm leaving the gym.
Yeah, what's up?
I wanted to call about the shooter. I know you're not really on Twitter anymore. You're kind of like off the grid on there. But there is a channel not a channel, but a Twitter account that I do recommend following for like updates and notifications, because they stay pretty up to date on anything breaking news. But the account is called Breaking 911, and the reason I bring it up is because they posted, I don't know if you watched it already, but the shooter, like, he posted a 10-minute video before, I think it was the day before or the same day today before he did the shooting. And I didn't watch all of it, but that's what Stage Zero was referring to, because in the video he was like displaying all his weapons. There's a ton of guns. He was playing with bullets. He showed his manifesto, which is like, I think, 7 or 8 pages. And yeah, he had a lot of stuff written on the guns, and that number was one of the things that was written. But I didn't watch to that part. I probably watched like 30 seconds of it, but it's 10 minutes long. Probably something you want to look into.
Yeah, I will have to look more into that. So the channel name one more time is what?
It's Breaking 911
on Twitter.
So just the word breaking, like breaking news. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out. I appreciate that.
Yeah, take care. Appreciate your work, like always.
Yeah, thank you. You have a good day.
All right, you too.
He was who gave us the tip on the old name, Robert. What's up, 941? 941? 941? Hello? Are you just trying to clog up the line, or do we got something to say today? Do you guys notice the first suspicious we call is from the 941 area code? What's this about? 941. Are we going to say something? Okay. I just noticed the reshuffling of the same numbers. Again, the Jesuits turned 491 years old on August 15th, and the school and church are shot up, and the name of the church is 491. Yeah, the weirdo callers, they just sit there and just sit in silence. Weirdos. What's up, 917?
The 74, you still didn't emphasize on the 74. 74 days after Trump's birthday, active shooter 74.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You could also say the 75th day of his age, like Catholic Church, and going with Augustina Hippo, who died at 75. But yeah, 74 days after Trump's birthday. And earlier there was that weird political killing story out of Minnesota earlier this year. I'm trying to remember that guy's name now.
Yeah, the Jesus Christ 74. Like, you know, that 74 list is hard.
What was the... Let's go back and see if this somehow factors in with those Minnesota assassination stories earlier this year. Do you remember what that guy's name was? He killed 2 politicians. The story changed at one point. They said like he had an official police car and uniform, and then it changed to like he was mimicking it. Shoot. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Melissa Hortman and John Hoffman. June 14th. That was on Trump's birthday. Yeah, that was on Trump's birthday. So it's 74 days later, and we got another killing story in Minnesota. Active shooter 74. Like killing. Yeah, something is going on here.
Memories, great. And 112. I think Pope Francis. He's the first public Jesuit pope. So his birthday is a fixed date. His death and you know that 112 days to his upcoming birthday. The Jesuits operate in 112 countries. You know that's.
Today is the 112th day since the Pope became the first American Pope. For the 112 connection, yeah.
I was gonna say it's 111.
It's 111 days after he became Pope, or the 112th day of being Pope. It's both. Minneapolis, Minnesota has the 111 connection.
Because Julio Mario Bergoglio equals 111.
And he died on the 111th day of the year, Rome's birthday. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it's perfect. Like it's a hit.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same pattern. Same pattern.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't deny it, man. Amazing. Great cause, man. Shout out to Russia. Yeah. Worldwide, I think you know they jamming your numbers. Your numbers is way higher, man. Your numbers is way higher.
I don't know if they are, because when they were high, I sold books and stuff, and there was support coming in, and the Patreon was high. I mean, in the years that, look, before they started suppressing everything, the Patreon had over 7,000 people pledging $1 a month. It's down to 2,500 people, because people go and new people don't come in because the numbers are so down. I'm pretty sure the channel's pretty dead.
News about the numbers. Thanks, Zach, for your work.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, we need to get the Patreon support back up. Again, when we went cross country from Seattle to New York to wake up the world to what really happened on 9/11, overnight, man, the support just fell off in a big way. I felt like that was the big techs attacking my financials because they didn't like what we did, but it's never gone up, and it's only gone down since then. And the work's only gotten better and better with time. Yeah, this Melissa Ann Hortman, 201, like the Jesuit order, dead on the first of the last 201 days of the year, Trump's birthday. She was the 61st Speaker of House. 61 days after the founding of the DFL, she was killed, like active shooter 61. Again, Tim Walz 61 at the time. Again, just how all this goes together. What's up, 440?
What's going on there, Zach? How you been?
Doing all right. What's going on?
Good. I'm not going to take from what you're doing. I just want to tell you I appreciate everything you've done for years. I have your books. You literally opened my eyes to the truth. So just keep doing what you're doing. Spread the word.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you. I always wonder if someday my sister will ever say anything like that to me. My sister, she taught all her children that their uncle's psycho, when all I've ever done is help her out with her kids, man. Come on. Psycho stuff's undeniable. Jesus. What's up, 480?
What's up? I just noticed, too, that first game of today, Washington, New York, was 11-2 final score.
11-2. The nation's capital.
Yeah.
Did the Yankees win?
Yeah, the Yankees won 11-2.
Woo! We had the Yankees to sweep, and they swept. That's what I like to hear. Bam! You guys, here's how beautiful it is. Look how beautiful it is, you guys. You see the gematria? Today's date numerology paths are 80, 44, and 26. Yankees equals 80 and 26. Today they gave the Nationals the 80th loss, and they picked up the 26th win all-time versus the Nationals. Not to mention they picked up their 26th win versus the National League for the year. Again, you guys, this is what we do every day in the morning on Patreon. I work 24/7, 365. We don't take days off over here. Yeah, we had Yankees to sweep the series for that exact reason, and bada bing, bada boom. Not to mention 2 days ago was 78 date numerology, and that was the day the Nationals picked up the 78th loss, and New York's 78. They couldn't have scripted it any better, but yeah, 11-2 to start the day. Go figure.
Yeah, and that was that one with that 54 birthday guy. So,
say that again?
All right. I said, that's the same game that guy hit the home run.
Oh, yeah, the 251-54 combo. And let's not forget the Nationals have the hidden 201 in their logo, yeah? And let's not forget that New York Yankees equals the Society of Jesus in 2 of the 4 ciphers, yeah? Yeah. Very good.
All right. Later.
All right, take care, man. The only thing this story is missing right now is pipe bombs. When do we get the pipe bombs detail? The manifesto and the pipe bombs. They love to do that. He had a manifesto and he had pipe bombs. Like, the hell kid knows how to make pipe bombs? In his manifesto, he was an online 9/11 and Sandy Hook conspiracy theorist who hated the government. So he attacked his former school. It's always like that. It's like, oh, so he attacked the local grocery store. He attacked the movie theater. It's like, okay, he hated his government and was an online conspiracy theorist, so he attacked just random people. It doesn't make any sense. How can these guys never attack the government? The only time I ever saw like a government building get shot up was over the Colorado Trump off the ballot thing by the numbers. Don't forget that the court got shot up at midnight with no one in the building. 44. Remember that? The Colorado court shooting 44 weeks to the election as they bring back the guy who was the 44th person to be president. I'm talking about the orange goon chump. Yeah, for all you guys know, he's the 44th person to be president because Grover Cleveland had the split term. He's number 45 and now 47. Trump equals 47. Berlin Wall equals 45, like they called it for him that day. But yeah, it's just always the same shit. Manifesto. Are you kidding me? So few kids are willing to. I mean, getting a teenage student to write a paper that's like more than 4 pages is like pulling teeth, as any teacher knows. But these mass shooters, man, they'll write books. They'll write books. Yeah, I'm sure. Now they got ChatGPT writing the manifestos. It's never been easier for them. What's up, 805?
Hey, Zach. I just wanted to call in because we're talking about Trump a little bit. I just think it's annoying and sad. Claim to be about truth, claim to be about freedom, even though they support this guy who's not about anything like that. Take all of their freedom away, take all of their rights away. And then when you try to talk to them about that, when you try to have a conversation about your opposing view side, they get all upset, they get all divided. It's completely like religion. It's just another form of religion, and it's really sad and pathetic that people in this country still think that Trump is going to be their hero like Jesus. It's really, really sad.
It is really sad. It is really sad. And that's the thing, they have almost everybody in an emotional state. It's really hard for anybody to talk about anything if they're already opposed to it. I don't know if you ever saw when I went to Spokane and they were having the Trump rally on, what was it called? God, the name of the street was so perfect because, it was Division. It was on Division Street. I remember. It was on Division Street. And I was just, I was trying to approach them and share my book with them. It was in the time of Cooties 19. And I was trying to share with them, what Trump had to do with it. And man, people there were just ready to kill. And I'm like, you guys are out here protesting what's going on, but I'm showing you that Trump is not the guy you think he is. They can't listen. They're all red in the face. They're ready to fight. So it's like, God, I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with religion. You'll be completely agreeing with somebody, having a great conversation about nothing to do with religion, and then all of a sudden they find out that you're not religious or you don't believe in the same thing that they do, and then all of a sudden you're an outcast.
Exactly.
You don't know what you're talking about. They completely shut you out. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. Everybody's got to be in the same cult, same spiritual beliefs, same government. And it's like at the end of the day, it's like, listen, your religious beliefs are just that. They're beliefs. We can't say for sure if they're right or wrong. But what is real is our government is lying to us. It's oppressive. It's all overtaxing us. It's using and abusing us. This country is rapidly shifting to something it was never supposed to be. A lot of people are cheering it on. This is what we need to see because we're bearing the consequences. That's the thing that's crazy. I mean, that's why they have the country where it is, where people are all wrapped up in their religion and their politics and just pointing fingers always at the other side. It's always the other side's fault, when it's like, no, it's both political parties' fault. They're both doing what's causing the problems. Trump printed a lot of money because of Cooties 19. That caused inflation. Yeah, Biden made it worse by coming in and printing more money. Can't you just see that they're both at fault? I mean, why are we just thinking it's madness?
Exactly. Exactly. And then when you try to tell people that, or when you tell people that, again, that I don't support either side because of what you just said, because they're both evil and they don't give a crap about us either way. They just get all worked up, and it's sad. And something else that's interesting that I noticed is in the recent weeks, I've been getting a bunch of ads from this like group, the parents, supposedly the parents of the SH victims. I've had this petition going to get it signed for some kind of money or some kind of anything for their kids. I've been getting over and over, just spamming my YouTube ads every single time, no matter what video it is. If it's your video,
I get any video that has to do with a shooting is going to be full of those ads. Anybody who ends up watching this video, It's going to be just full of these ads. I guarantee it.
Yeah. And I just thought it was really, really interesting that I was getting flooded with these ads right before this story comes out. And yeah, again, it's sad and it's pathetic. And I don't know why I was thinking about the number 112 a lot today, and Adam Lanza, or his name. I was thinking about that a lot today, and then this video comes out. And it's also really interesting how the synchronicities happen with everything. I always thought that was really, really interesting. Have you ever heard? You heard of? You're a big rap guy. You know Del the Funky Homo Sapien, right?
Yeah, Ice Cube's cousin.
Nice.
You didn't know that? You didn't know he's Ice Cube's cousin?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I read that somewhere. And but going back to that, he has this album that he did with the group Deltron 3030 that came out in 2000. That album has unbelievable predictive programming on it. Unbelievable. There's a song called there's the song.
Well, remember Ice Cube was in the group CIA. Ice Cube was in CIA in addition to NWA. So yeah.
Right.
He's probably telling Del some of the secrets. He's like, here, put it on your album. They'll never connect it. Yeah.
Go listen to that song, the V Word. Go listen to the song Positive Contact, and then go listen to the song Madness on that album Deltron 3030. It's unbelievable. That came out 20 years ago, and nobody was asking any. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is unbelievable.
Right. Well, that's what I just wanted to call in, talk about some stuff with you, Zach, have a nice conversation, and I hope you get everything figured out with the hack situation. That's really shitty what they did to you, man. That's not cool.
I'm telling the story so people protect themselves. Again, again, you guys, it could be your own cell phone provider that could do you dirty. Granted, what happened to me probably won't happen to you. I'm pretty sure I got targeted for doing this kind of information, but you just gotta protect yourself. We live in a crazy day and age, so.
Yeah. Well, hang in there, doing your thing, and have a great day. All right, man.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, you too. Have a great day.
Now, something I'm catching about this school by looking at this photos, you see the 54th Street. We already went over that. Look at it's on Garfield Avenue. Garfield's one of the presidents that got assassinated, and I know that Garfield equals 44 because every U.S. presidential assassination comes back to the number 44. I have a chapter about that in my first book, Letters and Numbers. And, you know, the Park Police are on the scene, the same ones that were on the scene for George Floyd. You see how Park Police is 52? Park Police 52, again, just like Minnesota. Today's the 239th day of the year, the 52nd prime. So let's look at Garfield here. Could there be some kind of tribute to history here with Garfield, since he was the 20th U.S. president? The word assassin is 20. Okay, they're saying this guy's essentially an assassin. He's shooting through the windows. That's what assassins do. Assassin 61, 101. And again, it's 101 days after the new Pope's coronation. Walls is 61. All right, so Garfield, let's go back and look at what happened to him. Let's go back and look at his assassination. Charles J. Guiteau had followed various professions in his life, but in 1880 had determined to gain federal office by supporting what he expected to be the winning Republican ticket. Oh, God. Hold on. I'm going to give 9141 one more chance. 941?
Hey, Zach, this is Dominic. Hey, I'm in the 941. Hey, the last time I talked to you, my phone went completely dead for like an hour and stuff. So the last time I called, I wasn't getting through or nothing. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about the internet and stuff, man. I've been beating people over the head with numbers for 6 years since I stumbled onto you, and I thank God that you're steadfast and you do this shit every day, Zach. Because I've been getting in trouble a lot. Well, I brought a Ukrainian over. It's a long story, and she was always getting me in trouble. So I've been bucking the system for a long time. But long story short, when I was hemmed up in it, I got 66.6 months. So I just got out last month. It's a long story, but anyways, I was registering with the police department. So long story short, as I'm getting out, right, there's a guy impersonating the police talking to my mom saying she needs to Zelle him like $1,500 or they're not going to release me. And she's like, look, he's right here. And they're like, oh, we're just going to track him back down and rearrest him. So I'm just totally with you with this internet structured like a knife at our necks and stuff, man. And I just thank God that you just stay steadfast doing your work, man, because you're opening our eyes and to a lot of stuff. And this is real big Jesuit country down here, man, the further south and all that. And I want to get out and beat my feet with you on the pavement and stuff, but I'm scared to get caught up in the system anymore because people lie and they just run with that stuff and everything. But I love your work, man. I just love, I just jumped on the Patreon page yesterday and stuff, but I support it 100%, man. I put your books out there. And anyone that'll listen or read it and stuff, but I just wanted to say I appreciate your work and I'm with you, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. And I just want to say, just keep doing good, man. And we're going to get, you back. Like you said earlier, I was laughing my ass off. And you said I should go by Master Z. And yeah, you just got to kind of gimmick this stuff and mock it and make fun of it. And people will catch on. I'm going to beat my feet down here. I got a friend of mine. He actually torched the Tesla dealership. I didn't even really hear about it, but he made national news and stuff. And this shit down here just drives everybody crazy, this news, and it makes them scared to death. And I'm glad that you're like the ember that's going to start this fire, man. That, I hope you can. I was scared that you ever use Verizon because when they were bailing out companies, they took government money and stuff. So it doesn't surprise me that an employee from there, you were definitely targeted and stuff. And I'm with you, man. I want to help you get on your feet and just get this work out to everybody. But yeah, you got to start, just mocking these people, just making fun of, making little tunes. I saw you on the Patreon page on the streets of New York, man. My hat's off to you, man. Bravo. You're awesome, Zach. I've seen you on Dallas on November 22nd, man, dude. If more Americans were like you, man, this country, we could take it back from these,
That's what I think too. And for everyone who thinks that's not true, how isn't it true? If everyone had behaved like yours truly and the people in this community during the time of the pandemic, it wouldn't have worked. Their agenda would not have worked. It just wouldn't have worked.
Listen, I was locked up for it, and all these homeless people were telling me, man, the cops would come up and be like, go home. And they're like, I'm homeless. And they would just drive off, man. I was locked up for this whole thing, but I seen it was a hoax, man. I used some of your simple knowledge, man. I took the draft picks of Brady and Gronkowski, brought them back to single numbers, came up with 47 and knew in the preseason that year without even really following your work, but just stumbling onto it, man. The Bucs are going to win. And all the fucking fans wouldn't believe me down here. And I'm like, it's not like it's a game of skill. It's just rigged. Watch. And sure enough, and one guy, he's like, I hope you're right. He's like, I got season tickets. And sure enough, man, this guy loved me because the whole way I'm like, yep, the Bucs are going all the way. The Bucs are going all the way. But, man, I'm starting to see through all of these lies and conspiracies. Like, I've seen this shit for a while before I stumbled onto your work, and now this is an educated way to put this out there where people just can't deny it unless they're working with the cabal and they're siding with them, they're swearing to their lives and stuff. But, man, this stuff has to be put out there because I'm tired of all these Catholics, that are probably Jesuits that are acting holier than thou, that are evil as shit, bro. This stuff is ridiculous and stuff, and you're the only one with balls that'll say it. And, I've listened to you for 6 years off and on and read all your books and stuff. And sometimes you would say stuff and I'm like, man, that hurts. But then I think about it every which way and it's like, no, that's right. And that's what it is. We're so indoctrinated. Like you said, sometimes people believe government is mom and mom wouldn't do these things. But man, I'll tell you what, bro, we all need to wake up. Like you said, man, I realized a while ago, man, if some of us don't start doing like you do, fight, we're all going to go off a cliff. So I love your work, man. I love every day you're pounding it. The more they try to intimidate you, the more you just run at them harder and push this shit right back in them. And they just think we're too stupid for too long to and I tell everybody, man, I think the ones that they're sworn by blood oaths to never reveal this stuff. So we don't have any of that stuff. So we can put it on the corner of Front Street and Tell on Avenue all day long. And all they can do is either try to deny it to our faces or whatever. But as soon as this stuff comes to the light, man, these people can't be doing all this evil shit. And
Yeah.
it needs to be put to light.
Yeah, I hear it.
I love
I
I
hear
love
it.
your work, Zach. I'm gonna let you go, but I just want to tell you, man. Yeah, this internet and these smartphones are really structured to like, whatever for their benefit and stuff. So I'm totally with you, and I love that you're in the getting healthy kick, man. I've been running and walking as much as I can, man. I'm with you, bro. Let's just push good vibes and praying for people, positivity, man. Getting healthy. Let's just take this world back. I really do feel like Rowdy Rodney Piper putting on the 54 glasses now every time I watch anything, man. I love you, Zach, man. I just keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna let you go, but man, I'm gonna keep supporting your work 100%, bro.
Well, thank you, and I'm glad you're out. What a sentence, 66.6. Glad you're out, man.
Dude, and it was like I put all these books and numbers out there, man, and girls really sung to it. And it's like, man, yeah, they got me in their court, and they did. They hit me with 66. And I didn't think they could do it, and I just got out after it. But, man, all I did was, like, tell people about this for so long. And even your first number, I could get it in there, and sometimes in your number games. But by the time I was ordering letters and numbers, they were catching on. They're like, oh, you can't have this because you're, doing codes. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing codes. You guys are doing codes. I'm trying to put this shit out there that, wake everybody up to this stuff. But you're building a fire no matter how bad they shadow ban you, man. They can't keep you quiet. I love that about you, bro. You're so persistent, bro. And there's so many people, like I said, that are following you in the shadows, but they're just scared to step out in the light because they're so under the gun or whatever. But, man, I love it, man. You've never done nothing wrong, so you're always preaching positivity and doing the right. You make me want to be a better person. You make us all, instead of us all going crazy. The other night, I felt like you were personally talking to me because I'm like that guy that's just been out there for so long. Just like I signed up for the Army back in 2002, believing all that crap. The only thing that made me think that they might be lying about 9/11 was the 1% chance what they did with Kennedy and stuff. And so it's like, now I realize those are twins and all that. But it's like, man, it's just, I really wanted to do good for this country. And I brought a girl from Ukraine. Long story short, she just used me to get over here, drag my name through the mud. But it woke me up. The first thing she kept saying 1,000 times, and she had a master's from over there, was stupid Americans. And she hated football. I couldn't understand it. And anyways, I'm that way now. I just walk around wearing football jerseys a lot to get people talking, but just about the numbers and stuff, man. I'm no longer a fan of them or nothing, but I love your work, bro. I swear to God, I'm on YouTube, and you're the only one I listen to besides some old wrestling stuff. And I'm really I'm got people listening. Everyone that I'm just showing them your numbers and showing them your books, and I'm putting this stuff out there, bro. I just, my hat's off to you that no matter how much they work against you, any other person, bro, it wouldn't have, they would have worked on it. Like, dude, down here, they had us taking fluoride swishes as kids in school and all that stuff. And I just thank God, your mom never let you take fluoride, because that little bit might have blocked it. Dude, that Secret Teaching of All Ages, that book would always elude me, but I always knew there was this number code. And then when I first stumbled onto you, you were predicting that Bush wasn't going to live out that. And sure enough, and I had known for a while, this is the CIA agent who got Kennedy murked, and his whole family goes back to slavery, and they were basically behind, World War II, whatever, all that stuff, and it's like, man, this corruption stuff has been going on for so long. And, and I think we're all way smarter than we realize. And I think what these codes possibly are doing is, like you say, tapping into our subconscious and just dumbing us down, because some people who aren't that dumb, they just, like my twin brother, he's just like, I believe you, but I don't care. He's kind of like my sister, but at least I got him to believe you and stuff. But some people, they actually like sympathize with the cabal, or like their movies or something. I don't know. And like support them. It's just so much just like in the Matrix, where Morpheus tells Neo, like, they will defend this stuff. And so it's like, we need more people like you, Zach. I'm on board 100%. I want to get up there with my little parole and move out west, because I just feel like if they get me back in their system, they'll bury me.
Well, I don't think, I honestly don't think coming out west is a good idea. These are some of the most liberal and police state-like places. I want to get away from here eventually when Sweet Lady's done with her job.
Yeah, I'm related to the guy who just discovered gold in California. My mom actually took off from the west back in the 70s. My sister was born in L.A., but I was born in Jersey, and then I've lived down here in Florida my whole life. But this is the furthest south. This is like their country, man, and it's like, the laws, everything. It's just really like, it's like, so I just feel out there you could speak your mind more, but I know I'm really scared because I got a lot of family out there still in this 2025 year, man. Like Sammy Hagar said, and, what are you going to do when it cracks some tooth? And it's like freaking me out about, I'm telling my brother, the Rock, all this weather warfare engineer, centered around the Rock. He's like, man, I wish he bought the DC universe. I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm always worried about my family in California. So no, don't get me wrong. I think they're planning something big, like a Mount Rainier, whatever volcano. It's something to give them more control. And that Timothy McVeigh stuff, man, that with the judge with the book, man, I stumbled on stuff like that, and I would be, you know, putting a lot of this stuff out there, and some people would like put their hands on me. They just don't want to hear it. It's like people are just programmed, and it's just like they're touching all of their, you know, they like to see people dying in wars. They will, but so it's just like this is just feeding into people's minds, and it's just making them, you know, into zombies. And you know what? Before you even decoded The Walking Dead, I used to just notice like all the police would watch that down here, and it's like they just thought that they're so smart and the masses were like the zombies. So when you start decoding it, it's like, no wonder it's all by the numbers, man. You should just, this is where Bush was during 9/11. It's like, it's such a joke down here, man. As far as just all the corruption.
Yeah.
But no, I know out there it's way more liberal and all that. I got a cousin or an aunt that went to Berkeley. So I know a little bit about out there and stuff, but man, it's crazy down here. They're all by these numbers, and they don't want you putting it out there, man. Like I said, I got hemmed up in their system, and they did. I just got out, but the whole time I've been beating everybody over the head with numbers and predicting so much stuff. And you know, and I hate being, you know, trying to sound smart and stuff, but that's what it is. I jokingly like the kid in The Sixth Sense, man. I feel like you see dumb people, they're everywhere.
yeah, exactly. I see dumb people. Hey, bro, I got to get off because I got to go pick up my girl, but I'm glad you're out. There'll be plenty more times to call. I appreciate all your enthusiasm. You made my day. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. God bless you.
All right, man.
Keep going,
Same to you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, take care. I got to go get Sweet Girl, but I got to say this before I go. Sorry, I can't take any more calls because I'm over time, but look at this, you guys. Like I said, we talked about the school being on 54th, right? And you got the photo right here that's on 54th and Garfield. And again, Garfield's a president who was assassinated, and Garfield equals 44, like Wednesday, like shooting, like Minneapolis on the 44th parallel, like it's synced up with the 44-year-old mayor, like today's date numerology is 44. Just rinse and repeat. My book from 2017, Letters and Numbers, has a chapter on 44 in mass shootings and also 44 in presidential killings. So seeing this, so I go, okay, I can't remember what day Garfield was shot. Look what day he was shot, you guys. He was shot on 7/2, right? He was shot on 7/2. And what are we looking at here? The shooter's name equals 54 and 72. Like the school equals 54 and 72. Like Jesuit order equals 54 and 72. And remember, the sun, the word S-U-N, the Jesuit order's logo is the sun because they're the military order of the Catholic Church that began with sun worship in the year 274 AD on the day we now call Christmas. Remember, the Jesuit motto is Sus Hominum Salvator equals 274, and it's IHS inside the sun for their logo. Sun worship since 274. It's all encoded in the words. But sun 54, the sun moves 1 degree on the astrological wheel every 72 years. And 72 is not arbitrary. Jesus, the sun, sends out 72 disciples, 72 names of God in Kabbalah, 72 demons in the Goetia, etc., etc. These are special numbers, and there's a reason they get used a lot. And again, 54th police chief is the spokesperson for the shooting on 54th Street, who was installed on the day leaving 54 days left in the year. And it is synced with Trump, too. And there were those political assassinations on Trump's birthday in Minnesota. Again, active shooters 74, like killing. It's 74 days after Trump's birthday. Minnesota's 110, like domestic terrorism. They're saying this is investigated as domestic terrorism, but president's also 110. Remember, Small Mustache Man, who's also been compared to Trump. His birthday is the 110th day of the year. His name equals 110. I'm not saying that means that there is a legit comparison. I'm just saying that just the way these numbers are encoded. He was the president of an infamous nation that changed the world and wanted a new world. And then we brought a bunch of those scientists over here, and I got presidents like the Bush family. Poppy Bush, the 41st president, remember the Skull and Bones member, his dad, Prescott Bush, who was a senator, he did a lot of business with Small Mustache Man and the SS. Which reminds me, why is Deion Sanders naming all of his kids SS? What's up with that? Anyway, that's a whole other topic. If you got here late, take it back from the beginning. I'll hope these videos stay up. This is the kind of stuff that YouTube hates on their platform. They don't like people questioning the shootings. Let me say thank you to all the super chatters. You guys helped me raise $59.93. If I was a cyber hacker, I could have made $10 million in the time of this stream. I see why they do it, but I don't know how these people sleep with themselves at night, man. It's like, how do you do this to people and then sleep at night? You are some sick puppies. Shout out to Open Up, who chipped in 2, Dale, who chipped in 5, the Beth, who chipped in 2, Andres, who chipped in 5 2 times. Spatium Viator, who chipped in 2. John Mendoza, who chipped in 2. Sage, who chipped in 5. Ant Demand, who chipped in 10. Sachet, I hope I said that right. Sorry if I didn't. Who chipped in 10. Thank you. Spatium Viator, who chipped in another 5 and said, have you tied in how T Swift released an album titled 89? In 1989, the first three-peat was attempted and failed by the Lakers and Swift and Kelsey born in 88. I didn't realize that. That's a great observation. Very good. The last Super Bowl the Chiefs won, Mahomes picked up his 89th win, and now they just did Lionel Taylor from Kansas City, NFL star, dead at 89. If you guys missed what they did to Lionel Taylor for Taylor Swift, he's dead the same day Taylor Swift announces her new album. Just real quick, for everybody, fooled by the news and worshiping Taylor Swift, it's time to wake up, you guys. This kind of stuff's going on all the time. There's a lot to this, but Lionel Taylor from Kansas City announced dead at 89, the same day the girl with the super overrated music portfolio, born in 89, announces her new album. But look at that, exactly 35 weeks into her age. Taylor, 35. Lionel Taylor, Taylor Swift. Of course, Taylor Allison Swift's also 238. Like yesterday was the 238th day of the year, and her engagement took over the news as football's ready to kick off on 4-9 with the Eagles. Eagles 49 like NFL, like Super Bowl. Anyway, I gotta go pick up Sweet Girl, you guys. Thanks to everyone who hits the like and the share. We will be back, who knows, maybe even later today, but probably not. I'll probably be back tomorrow, you guys. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, Truth Seeker, thank you to the people who hit the like and the share. And please leave a comment, just one word when it leaves, because it'll help a few more people find this video. If you got a second, please. Thank you. Till next time.